hopefully now you understand how to find the note names, how to figure out which key you're in, and how to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to actually be able to sing. But we still got a problem, and that is rhythm. And rhythm sometimes is a real problem for folks. If you go to the very beginning of your piece, you'll see there's a key signature, and there's also a couple of numbers, usually, sometimes a symbol. That's the time signature. The time signature, if it has two numbers, the top number is going to tell us how many beats there are in a measure, how many regularly recurring beats there are. The bottom number is going to tell us which kind of a note gets a beat. So if you see 2/4, that means there's going to be 2 beats in the measure, and a quarter note gets a beat. So it would be quarter note, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're always going to come back to 1. That's going to help us keep together, and if we get lost, we're going to be looking for 1. If it says 3/4, that means there's going to be 3 quarter notes in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If it says 4/4 or a big C, that means the same thing. That's common time. 4/4. There are 4 quarter notes in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, in, out, up. Hopefully that makes sense. If you see a 2/2 or that C with a line through it, we're going to be talking about cut time. And cut time looks like it would be 4/4, except it goes twice as fast, and everybody goes, what? It's really pretty simple. There are 2 half notes in the measure, and the half note gets the count. So even though it looks like it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Bands use that way more often than choirs do, but there are times when choirs use it, so it's good to know it. Then we have a couple of special cases we call compound time. And they'll say things like 6/8, which would mean 6 beats in the measure with an 8th note getting a beat, but we don't tend to count it that way. If we did, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we tend to make it a compound, 2 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 1 lolly, 2 lolly. You can see how that works. There's an awful lot of music written in that 6/8 time. Another that you might find is 9/8. That would be 3 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly. Hopefully that makes some sense. Once you know what's going on there, we can flip over to what's going on inside of the measure. Normally, a whole note, looks like a circle, gets 4 counts in 4/4 time. That makes it really easy for us. A half note gets half as many counts. Well, how many did a whole note get? Well, a whole note got 4, so a half note gets 2. And a quarter note gets 1. And an 8th note gets a half a count. And a 16th note gets a quarter of a count. And that sounds a little weird until you realize what's going on. Is a whole note takes up the whole measure in 4/4 time. A half note takes up half the measure in 4/4 time. A quarter note takes up a quarter of the measure in 4/4 time. An 8th note takes up an 1/8 of the measure in 4/4 time. A 16th note takes up a 16th of the measure. Does that make sense? As you look at it, hopefully it will. There's another division we can use, which uses a triplet, and that would be 3 on a beat. So we'd go from a quarter note to 3 1/8 notes with a 3 over them, and that would be 1 lolly. So you'd have 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly. And that works out pretty well as well. Hopefully that makes some sense. You've got some photos to look at and see, and I may be able to put together a few things for you to actually go to to try and play some rhythms and try and count some rhythms. Rhythms can be tricky. Be at it. Keep on it. Know where the beat is and watch your conductor for the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be the most common. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Those are going to be the most common ones that you'll see. The 1 is always coming down to bounce.